Good morning, class 12. This is our first class. This is my first class with you. As you know, you are having two exams. That is, one is unit 1, another is unit 2, and we need to complete within this time tenure few chapter. Now there is a huge difference between class 11 syllabus and class 12 syllabus. What is that? In case of class 11, we are doing various things together, like gravitation we are doing, vector calculus, thermodynamics, and Doppler effect, sound, those various type of things. But whereas in case of 12, we will basically concentrate on electricity, optics, and magnetism. Means first of all we will discuss electrostatic chapter. Latter half the syllabus concentrate on current electricity, means with flow of electron. Then after that there is optics. Now in optics we are having two parts. One is geometrical optic, another we are having physical optic. After that we are having electromagnetism, magnetism, then magnetic effect of current, and then electronics, digital electronics, and a small bit of part is from chemistry, that is atom and nuclei, alpha ray, beta ray, half-life decay, this kind of things. So this is the whole syllabus. So if at a glance if you look the syllabus, it seems to be very short, but in details there are various small things you have to do. Means syllabus looks small, but we need to deal with it extra effort. Question will be little bit tricky, and as you know, this time we need to deal with the board. Previously, without any exam, you were getting promoted to class 12. That we know. Due to some pandemic issues, the board is unable to take the exam. But I hope in next year you will give the exam. Means board exam. You know the seriousness regarding board exam. So be serious, and you need to follow my video as well as Priyanka ma'am video. We too will take the class for the entire year. So let's start. My topic of discussion is very first, that is electric field and potential. In class 10 we are very fond of electrostatic. What is electrostatic? Electrostatic means whenever we are dealing with some static charge. Means what? Suppose here we are having a metal sheet. So this is my metal sheet. So here we are having this whole metal sheet is consist of positive charge. Clear? So suppose the charge are not moving anywhere, means charger remains static over here. Means whatever the dynamics, whatever the mechanics of this charge, that we will study. Also if I bring one positive or negative charge very close to this bunch of charge, what will happen? If I am having a single charge, then surrounded that how the electric field will be, felt. This kind of all things we will deal in the electric field and potential chapter. Clear? Electric field and potential chapter we had done a little bit in class 10. Here we will do a huge part of that. So we will start that. So if we are having suppose single stationary charge, means here I am having a positive charge, I am telling just a charge Q, and here I am having another charge Q. Suppose this charge is plus Q and this charge is minus Q, means this is a negative charge and this is a positive charge. As from fundamental law of electrostatic what we know, that positive charge and negative charge will be attracted by each other, as well as if they are alike, means both are the positive charge, they will repel each other, and if they are negative or both are negative charge, then they will repel each other. Means that fundamental electrostatic status that like charge repel each other and unlike charge attract each other. So scientist Coulomb, after various experiment, gave a law that is called Coulomb's law. What does it state? That any kind of attraction or repulsion between two stationary charges, depends on few factors. What are those? First of all, it depends on the product of the charge, means how much the charge is. It is 2 coulomb, it is 3 coulomb, it is 4 coulomb, it is 5 coulomb, means what is the magnitude of charge. It depends on that, as well as what is the distance between the two charges, means how far or close the charge are situated. So how does it depend? If the charges are very close to each other, so force of attraction and repulsion will be very strong. How much? It is proportional to inverse square law. Means if I am saying this is a positive charge, this is a negative charge, in between them the distance is r, in between them the distance is r, then force of attraction in between them is the product of, I am giving it q1 q2, that will be better. So F is proportional to q1 into q2. Now it's that thing is that q1 might be that is value of q1 q2, means how much strong the charge or how much more the charge, magnitude of the charge, force will be stronger. First thing. Second thing is that F is inversely proportional with 1 by r square. Means what? More the distance, less the attraction force, less the distance, more the attraction force. Coulomb's law also, or the force of attraction repulsion, also depends on the material medium. Means the charge is situated where? The charge is situated in vacuum, the charge is situated within a medium. Depends on that, Coulomb's law also changes. So see, from these two, what I can write from variance principle, what I read in class 10, I can write that F is proportional to q1 by q2 by r square. That much knowledge we are having. Now we can't deal with that proportionality sign. So to make it constant or equal sign, I need a constant value. What is that constant? That constant depends on few factors. What are those? Means that will be constant anywhere in that universe. What are those? Here the constant is nothing but that proportionality constant, or 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Means it can be written as that F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. I repeat, here this one is written as this with a 0. Why 0? 0 seems to that when we are dealing with that vacuum, when we are doing our experiment in vacuum, that time it will be epsilon naught. Clear? Now 4 pi comes from where? 4 pi comes from the charge distributions geometry. What is that? If I am having a half circle, means it is 2 pi, full circle means 4 pi. So this constant, here is the calculation. From that calculation they got that 4 pi epsilon 0. But for this I am giving a just a simple aspect to, you can just simple aspect to let you know that how does it can include in the expression, but it's not perfect one. Okay, just I am giving a rough idea. That is, by that we are getting 4 pi epsilon 0. Now it is seen that if we are dealing with the charge with in CGS system, if I am dealing with all the things I am taking as CGS. CGS means that time the unit of charge will not be coulomb, that unit of charge will be electrostatic unit or ESU. That time this will be 1. This whole constant will be 1. It's seen that if we are dealing with say CGS system, then it will be 1. But since internationally we are dealing with SI system, so we need to know that is F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square. Now there are this not like very easy thing. Now from where this epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is nothing but the permittivity. Permittivity is something, means when a charge or something is inside the medium, now you are attracting something or you are in a mood of repulsion. Means it is always depends on the material medium, because within that material there are various factors which will affect your force of attraction and force of repulsion. So we are having another term that is called dielectric constant. What is dielectric constant? Means which kind of material I am using, and if the material is not there, If the material is not there, we are having a vacuum place, and if we are having that material, we are having different kind of value. So if we are doing the ratio with respect to vacuum and with respect to that material, so we will every time, just like refractive index of a medium, I will get a constant in electrostatic. So that is called permittivity, or this permittivity came from the concept of dielectric constant. Now what is dielectric